Hi, Kyle.
Thanks for having us back, Bart. Sorry, my business partner Dave isn't with me today, but he's a busy guy over at Western Schools. But
Yes.
16 years.
That's Dave Hood, who,
Yep.
along with Kyle, are on
Yep.
picture this.
Couldn't do it without him, really. Partnerships are hard when we form this together. All our friends said, "Oh, partnership, that's really dangerous." But we've made it work. We call each other our second wives. So we stay in our lanes. He's got his, I've got mine, and for the most part, for 16 years, we've got along pretty well. So I'm blessed to have him as a partner.
Yes.
It takes a team,
It is a team.
You can only do so much yourself.
But you're the
I'm the face of it.
You're the face.
I'm the face. I've been doing this for 32 years in Jackson. I moved here in 1992. Took over the camera or the photo finishing store in the mall. Was working for CPI Photo Finish. We were under 4 different owners there, and then in 2009, when Ritz Camera went into bankruptcy along with the rest of the photo industry, Dave approached me. He was one of our customers at the time, and he said, "What are you thinking about doing?" I said, "I really haven't had the time to even think about it yet." So we explored that option, and we had some roots back together. We were both from Toledo, both went to Bowling Green. We kept saying, "Well, God, if you want this to happen, it'll happen. If you don't want it to happen, throw enough roadblocks and we'll do something different." And here we are 16 years later, just like yourself. Feel very blessed to be in a town like Jackson. I think it's just an outstanding community. I chose to live here. I think maybe that's different. Some people that grow up here and you're a transplant as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes when you're born somewhere, you don't totally appreciate the qualities of a community. I just think Jackson is just such a giving community. GOC's retiring. I'm thinking of all these great people that we have in this town, like you, it's a big enough town that you got a lot of amenities, but it's so small that you get to know everybody. I mean, you can go out and you run into somebody all the time. So.
Our slogan at one time for a while was "We'd like you here," but I think it's appropriate if we said we love it here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is it perfect? No. But following our great police department, and work a lot with the police and the fire department and the sheriff's department, outstanding, just tough jobs. But they, I admire those guys. I mean, the older I get, the more I admire anybody that can don the uniform and face what they face on a day-to-day basis. Doesn't matter what community you're in. It's a tough job.
Absolutely.
And even tougher today with everybody having a cell phone.
That's right.
Everything you do is being recorded. So interesting. So.
Well, we do a lot of things together, Picture This Jackson and JTV, and one of those is our Saturday Spotlight feature. Thanks for sponsoring that every week.
It was a great fit for us, and we've known Jeff Steers a long time, and it's a good fit. We're involved in 15 schools, and so it was a natural fit. I'm glad you approached us on it. So.
Some of the athletes this past fall, and it's really cool. You learn a lot about.
Well, I really enjoy that part of our business. I'll be going out to Grass Lake here as soon as I'm done, and get to know the coaches and the kids. It used to be that everybody participated, very few people did. Now it's almost the exception, and to get kids out and doing things physically. When I run across good coaches, and I do every day, I like to compliment them and say, I know you're not doing this for the money. You're doing this because you want to make a difference in these kids' lives, and you are. And a lot of times these guys are father figures to a lot of these young kids. And winning games is fun, but building young men and women and making them better people and seeing them 10 years later, that's where I remind them that's where the true payoff is.
Were you an athlete in school?
Somewhat, yeah. I played basketball and football, and then after my sophomore year, I decided I wasn't getting any bigger or faster, so I didn't want to be a tackling dummy anymore. So I found some other things to do. But I enjoyed it. I learned a lot from participating in sports. I think sports can teach you, especially team sports, can really teach you about endurance and sucking it up and toughing it out, put your head down, keep working. I mean, there's, like everything in life, there's a lot of lessons to be learned.
I agree.
So.
Well, this is the time of year where people are looking for the perfect Christmas gift, and you just happen to have that.
We just happen to make customized gifts for you, and often quicker than you can ever believe that we can do it, since we do it all right on site. So we have people, we amaze them. Like I had a lady come in today and ordered wedding invitations, and 2 hours later we called her and said, "They're ready to go. Come and pick them up." So, but we do, you name it, we can put pictures on it. Not just pictures. We create projects. I mean, I often have said we are very blessed in that in our line of work, our customers walk at the door 99.9% of the time smiling and happy. We get to fulfill something they envisioned, but we help facilitate it. And a friend of mine who repaired automobiles, my best friend many years ago said, man, it really must be nice to be in a business when your customers are walking out the door, they're smiling, they're happy. Because in my line of work, no matter how good a job I've done, no matter how much money I've saved them, they're still spending money they don't want to spend. So, and we're really amazed how far people come to do business with us. It's not just mid-Michigan, but we have had people come from literally all corners of the United States to come and do business. And sometimes you shake my head and go, really? You've come that far to do business with us? Well, I had some business in the area, and but you can see some of the unique products we make, and we can always create something maybe that we haven't done before. We have people bring us ideas, and we go, yeah, I think we can try to make that happen. Let's put our head to it. So something you don't get at the big box stores.
Well, a lot of towns don't have a photo store.
There's very much of good photo labs are very few and far between, and that's why we do have a lot of people. I've had customers that moved away to Phoenix, and they split their time between Phoenix and Jackson, and she said, Kyle, I've looked all over, I've tried other labs. I said, I've not found one that has the same quality of you. And I said, I can understand if you lived in Ontonagon, but Phoenix, really? She goes, no, I've tried them, Kyle. So if you don't mind, I'll just ship you stuff, and once or so a year, twice a year, I'll come and I'll pick it all up. I said, well, it's nice of you to say that. Sorry for the industry. There are good people out there, but unfortunately, it's kind of become like white bread.
Well, the thing about you do it all. So you're a photographer yourself. You're an expert on cameras. You can help someone with a broken camera. You can help someone with, creating a product that you didn't think existed. It really is. It is a place you do it all.
We do a lot of different things. We do from yard signs to creating stationery to wedding to shooting business portraits. And I have a great staff. It's not me, believe me. I couldn't do without the staff that I have. I have a lot of long-term people.
Film's coming back?
I'm sorry?
Film's coming back?
Film is coming back. Seems like the 15 to 40-year-olds think it's really cool to shoot film now. So it's I think we're the last people in probably a couple of counties that still have a film processor. We tell people we process on Thursdays, so you drop it off all week long. We gather it together Thursday morning. We turn the film processor on. We process everything. It can be anywhere from 6 to 60 rolls of film. So it's just crazy. It's a combination of the youngsters wanting to shoot film. They think the more mechanical the camera is, the cooler they think it is. And then it's the other half of that is people that open a drawer and they find 20 rolls of film that were never processed. And they're saying, I wonder what's on these rolls of film. Yeah. So we do a service like we call process only. So we just process the film, and then they come back and look at the negatives, so they're not printing a bunch of stuff that, that really don't care about. But yeah, it's funny.
Kyle's also pretty involved in the community. You're on the board of the Chamber.
Yep. After having my arm twisted a couple of times by Mindy, our former leader, I finally acquiesced. I said, Mindy, I'm just trying to get the business off the ground. But after 3 or 4 years, she said, what about now? And I said, okay. One of the best decisions I ever made. It's a great group of people. Again, we have such a wealth of great talent in the people that really care about, our motto is really rising tide floats all boats. So, and everybody in that room really has the idea that if, to make the community better. And when we succeed, everybody succeeds. And Brian's doing a great job. He's been on the job for 14 months now, and he was definitely the right pick for the job. There's lots of good things coming down. We had a great meeting yesterday looking at a 20-year plan for Jackson. So there's some good things in the work. I think we did some studies on some other communities, how they've been successful, and we all know that Michigan is losing population. We're losing our talent. We talk about how, really as a community, we raise up a lot of college graduates, but then they want to go live in Chicago or Detroit or Austin, Texas, or so. So how do we help retain that talent and want to make them live in Jackson? So there's some good stuff in the works. Good talent on that board, always lots of good people in our community again.
Yeah, I think more now than 20 years ago. They do go off to Chicago or Austin, but they come back after 10 years.
It's something to be said. You go experience that, and then you kind of miss your family, especially when you start to have kids. That's one thing about Jackson. It's a great place to raise a family. Yeah. So and have the family support. It's nothing like having grandma and grandpa there when all of a sudden the kid's sick and you got work obligations. You can just call mom and dad up and say, hey, So and you're blessed, right? Most of your kids live in
we are
town
blessed. Exactly. That's the word.
Well, I have one in Holt and one in Ohio, so 2 hours away and 20 minutes away. So
not too bad.
Yeah, it could be worse. So.
All right, Christmas is coming. Lots of great ideas. Christmas cards right now, and the banners. That's one of the coolest things, for graduation parties and open houses. Anything, you can do them. Everything.
There's not much we don't do. Like I said, we got 3 graphic designers on staff. Just a wealth of hardworking, talented people. I just pinch myself every day that that we have such a great staff, and they really care, and they're knowledgeable, and if they're smart enough to know that, hey, if you don't know the answer, then let's not, we don't BS you. We'll say I don't know, but let's find out. So and we're blessed every day in that we have people come in and say such nice things. After doing business in town for 32 years, you get to very unique business in that you get to really know your customers. You know what's going on in their lives. You see their pictures when there's a marriage. You see they come to us when they have a death in the family. You watch their kids grow up. It's funny because I would, when I got into this so many years ago, never would have envisioned, just so much like in life, you never quite envision what the trail is going to look like. But
I know.
I am
here
just
we
so
are.
blessed.
I can't believe we're sitting together here after we've known each other 35
Probably
years.
since we came to town, yeah. When you were running Townley Studios, and you took the leap of faith 25 years ago when everybody said a television station in a town the size of Jackson, you're crazy. Kind of similar to us when we jumped out on our own 16 years later, and we went to a couple of conferences at the bottom of the recession, and people said, "You're doing what?" "I'm trying to sell my business." We said, "No, we see an evolution in this coming. You just can't be the same old. You got to evolve." And you've evolved into a lot of different things. I mean, you really have. You see an opportunity, and so probably just like us, you would have never thought the avenues, the lanes you've gotten into because there were opportunities there.
And here we are. We'll keep at it. Thanks for coming in today.
Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for having me, Bart. It's always a pleasure.
From Picture This Jackson, Kyle Hockley.